Okay, emergency episode number 14. Corbin Burnes, out of nowhere, randomly signed with the Arizona Diamondbacks. It's just me today because it's 11:30 p.m. Chris Blanco's sleeping, and the backup to the co-host is also sleeping. So it's just me today. I don't even think we need an intro music. We're going to keep this quick, short, and simple. Anyway, Corbin Burnes is going to the Diamondbacks. 6 years, $210 million deal. Nobody saw that coming. I didn't see that coming. I thought it was really strange when I saw that. Being the fact that it was from John Heyman, I thought it was a bunch of bullshit because he's done it before, especially with the Giants, Aaron Judge, namely. But no, Jeff Passan shortly tweeted after, and once Passan tweets it, it's enshrined. Super weird that the Diamondbacks would go out and get anybody. I don't really think they're going to compete next year. I mean, the team's not good, the lineup's not good, but the rotation looks pretty good on paper. I mean, you have Corbin Burnes, Zach Gallen, Kelly, Erod's there, Brandon Pfaadt. However, Erod was hurt 90% of the season. So, I mean, what are you going to get from him next year? Is he going to be healthy next year? Do they have the best rotation in the National League now? I don't know. I still can't believe he went to the Diamondbacks. It doesn't make sense. The Blue Jays missed out on another, top-tier free agent. That NL West is going to be an absolute gauntlet, that's for sure. Now, where do the Giants pivot to? I don't know. I've been saying one name for the last 6 years now that the Giants should go out and get. I thought we were going to get him in 2021, and we didn't. And he hasn't played in baseball since. In Major League Baseball since. Anyway, Trevor Bauer will save this team 100%. He's still in his prime. I am going to be the only one in the world that would say that Trevor Bauer would fit in with the Giants in San Francisco. But if I can fit in San Francisco, anybody can fit in San Francisco. I don't know. Jack Flaherty could be an option. Roki Sasaki, really, now he's the best pitcher on the market for sure. 100% has to be. But it seems like he's going to go to the Dodgers. And if he doesn't, he'll probably go to the Padres, which kind of sucks. There's this whole thing going around that the Dodgers and Sasaki already have a deal in place, like a secret deal. I saw that the Mets weren't happy about it because they found out about it. Don't know how real that is. Haven't really heard it from anybody that I would call a trustworthy source. It seems like, according to, Mark Feinsand, it was somebody, maybe Bob Nightingale said that the difference of Burnes signing to the Giants or the Blue Jays was taxes. I know the Canadian economy is pretty bad because Justin Trudeau, and the United States economy is overall pretty bad, but California, more specifically Gavin Newsom, thank you very much, taxes are a problem here. So I don't blame him for... And on top of that, he just bought a house in Scottsdale, so it's kind of like he's not really having to go anywhere. So good for him. But super weird that the Diamondbacks are the team that he went to. Let's see. It's a franchise record, 6-year, $210 million contract. The previous record was the 6-year, $206.5 deal that was given to Zach Greinke back in 2015. Now, another thing I want to touch on. I reported, and the whole world and the whole internet got mad at me that I said this because I'm a nobody, that the Giants and Corbin Burnes were at a crossroads because he wanted an opt-out after the second year. And the Giants would not budge on that. And look what happened. He got his opt-out after the second year with the Diamondbacks, and he's not a Giant. I also said if he didn't sign with the Giants that night, that he wouldn't sign with the Giants. And what do you know? He didn't sign with the Giants. So I was right. Nothing new, really. But that's just unfortunate. Let's see. What I said was that Boris reached out to Posey and Greg Johnson regarding the demand of the opt-out after 2 years. They kept talking. Obviously, Boris pushed it back after Christmas. Merry Christmas, Diamondbacks fans. But Posey and Greg said, no, we are not giving you an opt-out after the second year. Look what happened with Blake Snell. Signed the deal, got the opt-out after the first year, and now he's a Dodger. So they were real firm on the no opt-out. I'm not sure. The message didn't specify if they didn't want an opt-out. They didn't want to give an opt-out at all, or if it was just after the first 2 years. But it's a very Scott Boras thing to do. Now, I don't know why they think that Corbin Burnes can play for 2 years in Arizona and go get more money than the 200 and whatever he just made. And after the second year, go get more? That doesn't make sense. I don't think that's going to happen. And this was on the 18th that I wrote about this, and then we had to take it down because the source wasn't confident, whatever, or the people. But anyway, I was right, so whatever. That night, I said if he doesn't sign that night, he will not be a Giant. And I was right. So maybe you listen to me more often, because I know. And now this guy's 2 for 2 on giving me information with the Giants. So just super weird. And I don't, like, I saw that tweet, and like I said, and I kind of thought it wasn't real. It was real. And it kind of just blew my mind. Let's see what this says here. It's the richest in Diamondbacks history, like we said. 6 years in Milwaukee, he was won the career high. His career high wins of 15 games last year with the Orioles. ERA of 2.92. He's 30 years old. He's been healthy most of his career. At least 190 innings in each of the past 3 years. Won the Cy Young in 20. Let's see. Was it 21 or 2020? I can't remember. He was on my fantasy team, though, that's for sure. I do remember that. Super weird. And now I guess the Diamondbacks are going to compete when it was just going to be the Giants and Dodgers, maybe Padres. I think you have to get aggressive in trades if you're the Giants. You have to trade Yaz. You have to trade Wade. See what the Blue Jays may want for Vladdy. See what they want for Kevin Gausman. Maybe you bring Gausman back. He was great for us in 2021. Or you go out and you get Pete Alonso on a 1-year deal, like the Yankees just did with Goldschmidt, until Bryce Eldridge comes up. Trevor Bauer's out there. I mean, just go get Trevor Bauer. He would play for league minimum. He's already said that. He's in the prime of his career. Look at what he did in Japan. Sure, it's not the pros, but it's still professional baseball. Look what he did in Japan. Look what he did in Mexico. I mean, the guy's in shape. He's only 30, same age as Corbin Burnes, and you'll get him for a lot cheaper, and he'll probably be better. Jack Flaherty, I kind of touched on that. It sounds like he's going to go back to Detroit. He liked it there. They liked him there. Roki Sasaki's probably a Dodger. Now, Nick Pivetta, free agent. I heard rumblings that would be who the Giants pivot to should they miss out on Corbin Burnes. So he could be an option. He's not terrible, but again, the Giants can't keep going back to mediocrity when stuff doesn't go their way, because then they get in the situation where we've been in the last, I don't know, 3 years now. It seemed like the tide was turning. It seemed like Posey got the front office to be willing to start to spend money or have the conversation to spend money. I couldn't get there with Burnes. The offseason's not done yet. There's still plenty of guys out there. The trade market's still open. But really, first base, power bat, and you need an ace. That's just, I mean, it's easier said than done, clearly. Teoscar Hernandez is off the market. He went back to the Dodgers. So I would imagine now you go get that Anthony Santander, or I don't really even know who else I would want besides him. I think you go get Santander, you trade Yaz and Wade together, get, a first baseman. Or you sign Alonso, and you go get Trevor Bauer. Trevor Bauer, I'm going to be pushing Trevor Bauer on my Twitter for the next month now. But anyway, this was kind of a scramble quick episode, emergency pod. Just me, just rambling to myself. Christopher's not here. Ethan couldn't be here. So hopefully Christopher wakes up, sees what happened, and he'll be willing to hop on and we can have a full-length discussion about it. But, yep, Corbin Burnes is a Diamondback, and he'll be there at least the next 2 years, potentially 6. So, Giants miss out again on getting their guy. And, yep. Thanks for watching. God bless America. And this is terrible.